Welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today. Look, if you're a corporate leader tasked with figuring out exactly how to procure, deploy, or manage AI in your organization, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're completely stripping away the hype. We're going to look strictly at the cold, hard facts derived from leading AI researchers to give you an essential, totally hype-free risk briefing. So no science fiction, just the actual operational realities you need to understand to safely guide your business into the AI era. To start us off, picture this. An AI researcher who spent over a decade in the trenches of this field recently got the absolute weirdest email of her entire career from a total stranger. It just bluntly stated, "My work in AI is going to end humanity." Now, we have all seen the headlines, right? AI is absolutely dominating executive inboxes with all this talk of doomsday scenarios, existential risks, and the singularity. But frankly, all that sci-fi doomsday noise is a massive distraction for businesses trying to just operate in the real world. Nobody truly knows what's going to happen 20 years down the line. Okay, let's dive into this. While theoretical future sci-fi risks are what get all the media clicks, AI does not exist in a vacuum. It is deeply embedded in our society right now. And as a corporate leader, the tangible impacts, we're talking skyrocketing carbon emissions, staggering copyright infringement, and deeply embedded systemic bias, well, those are the very real, immediate operational liabilities you actually have to manage today. To help you navigate all these liabilities, here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to cover the carbon cost, copyright minefields, the bias black box, and finally, corporate guardrails. Starting right off with Section 1, the carbon cost. When we throw around terms like cloud computing, it sounds so ethereal, doesn't it? Like it's just floating up there in the sky. But AI actually lives in heavy metal, plastic, and immense amounts of energy. Think about the number 25, specifically 25 tons. Recently, a massive global initiative trained an open AI model named Bloom. Just training that one single model consumed as much energy as 30 homes do in an entire year, emitting 25 tons of carbon dioxide. To put that into perspective, that's like driving an average car around the entire planet 5 times, just so someone can eventually use the model to, tell a knock-knock joke. And what's worse, models like GPT-3 emit roughly 20 times more carbon than that. And that perfectly illustrates a huge problem with current AI trends. The whole industry obsession right now is this myth that bigger is always better. But if you actually run the numbers, swapping out a smaller, more highly specialized model for a massive one emits 14 times more carbon to accomplish the exact same task. As a leader, you literally cannot afford to ignore this. You need to be tracking this sustainability cost using parallel tools like Code Carbon so you can actually make informed, responsible procurement choices. Which brings us to Section 2, copyright minefields. We're shifting gears from sustainability directly into severe legal liabilities here, starting with a really crucial question. Is your life's work in the trading data? Put yourself in the shoes of an artist for a second. AI companies have basically been treating human creativity like a massive all-you-can-eat buffet, scraping up their life's work to train models without a shred of consent. The catch for you? If your company deploys those models to generate commercial assets, you are inheriting the legal ambiguity of all that scraped data. Because creators are now discovering their work hidden inside these datasets, we are seeing massive real-world consequences, like the landmark class action copyright lawsuit filed by Carla Ortiz. To manage this intense risk, legal and ID departments are desperately turning to new auditing tools. Spawning.ai, for example, created a tool called Have I Been Trained to let people actually search through massive datasets, which provides crucial evidence for audits. And fortunately, platforms like Hugging Face are finally creating real opt-out mechanisms. Ensuring your AI vendor actually respects those mechanisms is absolutely vital for your brand's safety moving forward. Now let's move to Section 3, the bias black box. I really want to slow the pacing down right here because this is arguably the single most severe operational and reputational risk of all. AI bias happens when models literally encode harmful stereotypes, racism, and sexism. The truly terrifying part for a business, these are what we call black box systems. Even the engineers who built them cannot fully explain why the system makes the specific decisions it makes. Think about the massive, staggering liability of deploying an automated HR tool or a customer service bot where literally no one in your company can explain its underlying logic when you inevitably get hit with a discrimination lawsuit. The structural flaws in these models go all the way down to the base level. Groundbreaking research by Dr. Joy Bulamwani revealed that common AI facial recognition systems were vastly worse for women of color compared to white men.
In fact, she discovered firsthand that these systems wouldn't even detect her face at all, unless she literally put on a white-colored mask. That story right there perfectly illustrates how deeply broken and structurally biased these base models can be from the very beginning. And to really anchor this to its devastating human cost, consider the horrifying story of Portia Woodruff. She was wrongfully accused of carjacking while she was 8 months pregnant. Why? Because a flawed AI facial recognition system misidentified her. If this kind of catastrophic failure happens in law enforcement, just imagine the PR and legal nightmare a similarly flawed AI system could unleash on your customers or your own employees if you deploy it irresponsibly in your enterprise.
And let me tell you, the risk multiplies exponentially when we start talking about generative AI. It doesn't just passively hold on to biases, it actively amplifies them. If you use a standard image generation system to create a sketch based on terms like dangerous criminal or gang member, the AI actively spits out dangerous encoded racial stereotypes. For an organization deploying a tool that actively hallucinates and amplifies societal prejudice, that is a total nightmare scenario. Now, what's really interesting about this is that we can actually measure this stereotyping. If you use a tool like the Stable Bias Explorer to analyze image models across 150 different professions, the results are staggering. Ask the AI to picture a CEO or a lawyer, and the output is almost 100% white and male. But slam that homogeneous AI output against the actual data from the U.S. Labor Bureau of Statistics, and it fails completely to match the diverse reality of the modern workforce. Your AI is fundamentally misrepresenting reality. So, let's wrap up with Section 4, Corporate Guardrails. We've looked at the stark problems, right? The carbon, the copyright, and the severe bias liabilities. But as a proactive leader, here is your concrete action plan for responsible procurement. Number 1, deploy tracking tools like Code Carbon to minimize your environmental footprint. Number 2, absolutely verify dataset consent using audit tools like spawning.ai. Number 3, aggressively audit any models you buy for structural stereotypes using the Stable Bias Explorer. You do not have to just accept flawed default models. You have the power, the leverage, to demand models that are sustainable, fair, and trustworthy. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this final thought. AI is moving incredibly quickly, but the road isn't fully paved yet. We are the ones building it right now. Focusing on sci-fi distractions is a complete waste of your time. The real work you must do today is addressing these tangible operational impacts. As a corporate leader, you have immense power to demand better, fairer, and cleaner AI from your vendors. So, what direction will you choose to lead your company in? Thank you so much for joining me.